I would definitely reach out to you because I am gonna need help.
Wow, that's awesome, man. That's
Yeah.
really, really good to hear.
Yeah. So I'm actually, texting, talking to them throughout the day and stuff like that, trying to keep the conversation going and letting them know that I'm actually interested in helping them.
Very
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. No, 100%, man. And let's just make sure, they get taken care of and their goals are met and their objectives are being heard, and just making sure we can do what's best for them.
Actually, and they have realtors that they know where they actually how they bought their property right a few years back in their new home. Um, so he asked me what can I do that other realtors that maybe instead of using the other realtor, even though he knows me, he knows the other guy too because they're friends,
Yeah.
right? I said, but you said something about we can list their house for 2% instead of the 3%, the commission.
Yeah, we can do that for them. And then at the same time, another thing, I mean, if they are pretty good friends, sometimes you don't want your friends knowing your financials, right? So say, hey, I understand they're your friends, but at the same time, do you want your good friends to know what your financial status is? Because with real estate, you have to give them your all your documentations, your returns, your all this stuff. And for me, like, I necessarily don't want all of my friends or some of my friends knowing exactly how much I'm making or not making. And
Exactly.
so I mean, sometimes it's best to hire a third party person to handle those things for you that aren't so close to home and are part of your daily life, right? So that's another reason maybe to try and get the listing or try and represent that client.
Yeah, I suggested 2% to him only because he's gonna end up buying a new construction home again.
Yeah.
You see, so there's
course,
two right there. If not, I wouldn't have suggested that.
Yeah, of course. If we can do one-on-one, or if we're gonna do a buy and a sell, yeah, we can definitely try and help them reduce their sale. That way they can have a little bit more money, and then you're also still making more money on their buy. So,
Exactly.
so,
I mean, their house was should sell for what I did a CMA, and I think that right at about 300. It's appraised at 298.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so that's and if he wants to buy something that's like maybe like I think 350 or 360. So I mean that's good right there. I mean I'm saving him some money at 2%.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's awesome, man. Super, super cool. Just keep it moving and just find out really what they want, right? Just making sure that their needs are being met and we know exactly how to take care of them. So just the more you can listen, right? All people want to do is just talk about their worries and everything. And if we can be good be good listeners, and we can find out exactly what they need. So.
Fantastic. Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. Ready for this meeting when you are.
Yes, sir. Hi, Miss Sophear. Can you hear me?
Yes, it's faint. Sorry, I'm trying to fix it.
No worries at all. Well, I can hear you just fine, if that's the case. Oh, you're now you're muted. Oh, now I hear the giggles now.
It's not my first time, but I don't. Okay.
Okay, you're good now.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna get this started. It's 9:35. I wanted to introduce everybody to Miss Sophear Wilson, and for those of y'all that are watching this after the fact, this is Miss Sophear. She's with Capital Title. She's been working with us, even previously with some of our agents with Carter TX Realty. She's been here for quite some time, and we've always enjoyed having her around, using her title company, Capital Title, and a lot of the amazing resources that she provides for us. So I'm going to open it up to her today. She's going to kind of explain a little bit about her, a little bit about herself, and then we can poke around and ask some questions.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for having me on board. Good morning, everyone. My name is Sophear Wilson. I am with Capital Title. I have been in business development with them for almost 7 years. My former life was actually a licensed agent, but I focus primarily on commercial acquisitions and leases and so forth. So, but through the years, I've understood and learned quite a bit about the residential side, and am here to help you and assist you with your real estate business. First and foremost, I don't know if everyone had a chance to work with Capital Title. We are actually still the largest independent title company in the United States, and we're proud of that. It took some, years by the time we got that, so I'm bragging a little. Anyhow, I want to just touch base on what we are doing with, especially with the pandemic. I know some of the stuff will be just a repeat, But with Capital Title, we are trying to do everything, obviously, take, most precautions in protecting our employees, our clients, your clients. So there are some changes within some of the offices that we have. But first, I want to say we have about 7 local offices, so we try to, be strategic where we have them. So they're in all parts of San Antonio and surrounding areas. First and foremost, I'll talk about our title, and then I'll go into a little bit of market update, and if you have any questions on that, and I'll be happy to answer them. So some of our office are doing curbside closings. I know some folks, we're trying our best to accommodate everybody and have them, I guess we're trying to limit our traffic count inside the office due to some of the office employees, they're immune compromised, and that's one of the main reason why we're doing some curbside in some locations. If some of our office are doing inside, we actually have a plexiglass, gloves, mask, and everything that you may need for your closing. So the curbside is basically, you pull up, whether it's a covered parking lot or adjacent to the building, and closers and assistants should already be calling your clients or, the agents to give them a heads up, obviously confirm the time and whatnot, and if they have any questions regarding the final HUD. So when we get to the actual closing date, it will be a smooth transition. We'll all be outside. The clients will still be in their cars. We do have agents that just roll up as well. They're there to answer questions, like you normally would do when you attend a closing. Our closers will be downstairs with them or, beside them throughout the whole signing. So hopefully if, they will be able to answer any questions that they want to understand a little bit more about before they sign off. As far as checks drop off, if you're on the buyer's side or whatnot, a lot of our office has a table outside of the office with envelopes, pens, and whatnot for you guys to just go ahead and leave the checks, or to call me if you in need of an assistant that you can't get out to your clients or clients can't come to the office. I'd be happy to accommodate that or find a way to make sure we get those checks in. We also, what's been popular are, sending out wiring instructions directly, so no one has to get in the car and drive, any distance whatsoever. Our, title commitments, the last few weeks, we are getting an overload of deals, which is a phenomenal event, but they're coming in average of 5 days, so keep that in mind. We're still doing a lot better than some of the other title companies that, been hearing from our clients. It's taking 2 weeks to 3 weeks to get it in. Mm-hmm. Capital Title is actually, our plant is here in the state of Texas, so we're very, very local. We don't have to send them overseas or whatnot to wait. We actually have the control here, and is actually out of Plano. So how also, Alan, I have mentioned about our CE classes. We are hosting that every month since March, online, Zoom, like this, and majority of them are all CE. So if you guys need CE credits, please let me know. Following our, Zoom call here, I will send an email to all agents to give you an update and links to some classes and market updates. So you guys will have that on hand. Awesome. We still have probably 6 classes left. So if you guys are interested or need CE credits, please hop on that link and go ahead and register. Mm-hmm. For those who doesn't need CE credit but want to be on the class, you are perfectly able to do that as well. For those who wants the credit, you will get a follow-up email to pay, to send you an invoice and pay for that. And it's $10. Usually our classes are 1 hour. We have 2 sessions per day. There's usually a morning session to accommodate our agents, and there's an afternoon. So there's some flexibility there. If you can't get on the morning, you can jump on the afternoon. And we try to do a follow-up calls to our clients, see if you guys have any further questions and whatnot. So, but Alan and Anna, I don't know if Anna's on, but we also can accommodate private classes for just Adapt Realty, and in this case, it provides some flexibility in time, and it gives us, direct questions from your agent, instead of just listening on a class. We could do one-on-one.
Sure.
So let me know about that. And it doesn't have to be a CE class. It could be anything that agents wants to know more about, whether it's title commitment, what to expect, or changes in, contract. So just let me know the topic and we will try to put it together to accommodate that.
Sure.
Also, marketing pieces. Since I'm a business development rep, I focus on market and sales, marketing tools, resources. I'm not sure if everybody has access to Breakthrough Broker or if I've had signed you guys up on Breakthrough Broker. That is actually an amazing site. It's free and it has thousands and thousands of templates in all arena of marketing, whether it's postcards or buyers, sellers, or open houses, specialty listings. They also have blog content. So if you're a social media, fanatic, you want some other content and you ran out of content, you could jump on that site and pull up some. They change it periodically too. Right. Also, you have access to print as well as mail out. If you did a postcard and you want it printed and you want it mailed out to a farming area that you already focus on, they are able to do that. And their price is pretty competitive, among other competitors. So take a look in that as well. For newer agents, this site is amazing because they actually have a tab for new agents, whether it's about technology, farming, prospecting, business plan. I can actually teach this class for an hour. So, and I'd be happy to do that as well, for a private, for the agents.
Yeah, no, I would love that.
Also, we have Cap App, which is our app for our title company. Some other title company has the same platform, so it's really no difference. It's based, all I can say is that if you have trouble and you need certain things or you need somebody to assist you, I'd be happy to walk you through it. There's a lot in Cap App that I too am learning about, and certain things that you are able to pull up. Obviously, the most, strongest points are estimates, buyers and sellers. We have calculators. Various calculators. We also have a sheet for iBuyers, and iBuyers are more online investors. For like the Redfins, oh my God, Zillow are some of the samples. And then you can also there's some contents in there as well for your social media. And both Cap App and Breakthrough Broker, you don't have to save anything. You could direct it directly to your social media, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. There's a few other options as well. So you don't have to cut and paste and then repost it. So that saves you a little bit of time. Also, last tool that has been very popular through the past few months, and I think it's people are more focused on mail outs, farming area, picking a certain area to farm. If you don't, I don't know if you talk about this, Alan, to the agents, to focus on an area, to be the professionals for that area. REI Source is actually a tool. I will set you up an account, and if everybody's okay with it, I'd be happy to set everyone an account if they don't have one already. And it's basically, oh my gosh, it allows you to narrow down a certain area. For instance, if you want to farm a subdivision and you don't want to, the subdivision has 3,000 homes and you don't want to, spend all that money sending to all 3,000 homes. With REI Source, it allows you to narrow down your criteria. You want to focus on teachers, or you want to focus on ownerships that are 70 years or older, or certain professions. And it helps narrow down the numbers. So now you're more focused on those who will be, reaching out for real estate help within the next year or so. So instead of 3,000 addresses, a lot of times by the time you put 3 or 4 criteria in there, you get probably less than 200, and you focus on that. So it helps out. The only drawback is it's about 10 to 12 cents an address. So if you have 200 addresses, it'll probably cost you about $18 to $20. I think it's worth every penny of it if that's an area you want to focus for the next year or 2 years. But unlike REI Source, you have your CRS system, which is right off MLS, and that's free. So try that route first. and Ellen, we actually have a class on CRS to walk them through how to prospect through CRS.
Oh, beautiful. We should definitely
So,
check that.
REI will allow you, once you purchase your list, first of all, it will tally up the numbers so you at least know what you're purchasing. It will not provide the address until you do so. It allows you to make into a label format. So all you do is, just purchase your Avery, standard Avery labels, and it'll print out and it's set up that way. So there's a lot of flexibility and convenience in that. Are there certain pieces that if you guys are looking for marketing as far as marketing's pertaining to your agents?
As of right now, so kind of going back to your REI stuff, I went through it and I looked and I played with the system and I really liked it. I mean, the way I did it, and I wanted to kind of work it a little bit more before introducing it to our agents and have them more farming, because I need to learn it before I can then teach it.
Right.
So what I did was I actually filtered out houses in my area, just in my kind of niche corridor, based off equity level. So houses that have more than 30-40% of equity in them are more likely to move out of their house because they've been there for some years, right? They're not new time movers with the 3.5% down. They're not 5% conventionals. I mean, they have quite a bit of equity, so they can take that money and move it somewhere else. So that was kind of my approach on the farming side, and as well as really wanting my agents to start doing those things, right? We're getting everybody motivated, getting everybody more just confident in being able to close deals. So now we need to start getting more business so we can do more deals. And
Fantastic.
Then from there, it's super cool system, guys. I really do advocate for it as well. The CAP app is really good as well. So everything that we can do to support Ms. Sophear and all that, and have her support us, let's go ahead and jump on that.
Perfect.
And then one question I did have for you, because I know, and it can be really quick, just because I know a lot of my agents give me the email, hey, Alan, look at this title commitment. What am I looking for? I mean, what is the main high level thing that an agent kind of should be looking for on a title commitment? Just while I have you on here, because this is their kind of their training piece.
It's usually the Schedule C.
Mm-hmm.
And with certain agents, they've seasoned, so they know what they're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
For those who, hey, Sophear, I'm new to the business, please let my closer know, so I try to fit closers and personalities, so it'd be more of a match.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's basically Schedule C is where we need to resolve, or we need certain things. Some of my closers are really good about bullet points when they send that commitment out. Others, I don't know if due to time or whatnot, they, here's a title commitment, please reach out to us if you have any questions.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be happy to set up a private class for Adapt Realty, just so we could just specifically go into all the, the ABC and D schedules off a commitment and what to expect and what to look for. I prefer a closer to do that than myself, but it's something I could schedule probably next week if you want to, because that's something that, well, whether you're on the buyer side or the seller side, you will, have it more or less is on the seller side. But just let you or Anna reach out to me and tell me what's the best time, and I'll get.
No, I definitely think that's worth it, because more and more of our agents are just getting busier and they want to provide the best service they can, right?
Yes, definitely.
And anytime the client goes, well, what is this title commitment? And my agents either know very limited amount or don't know enough. And so we just need to get them brushed up a little bit, and kind of looking for those things.
At least understand the basic foundation,
yes. And when you see the old mortgage on there.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I don't expect you guys to explain everything in detail, but at least what the commitments, what are commitments, and what needs to be done per schedule. I think that's a great start, and then just pass it to us and we will accommodate, the questions more in detail. But I would like to set that class up. I wanted the next meeting, I would love to bring in my closer to be on here too. So if there's closing questions, title questions related, they'd be ready to answer those questions. I'm taking notes, so I'll follow up with you guys.
Well, a lot of our agents are tied up this morning, so
That's okay.
They'll be watching it a little bit later on. I know majority of them will hop on and they'll watch it on once we post it on YouTube. So I do appreciate you coming on here so much, Miss Sophear. If you have anything last minute words you'd like to say.
No, the only thing I have is, the market update, and I'd be happy to send that via email to you, James and you as well. As far as, hold on, average sales price is about 311,000
Wow.
the past 3 months.
Uh-huh.
The medium sales price is actually 265. That's on the market. Am I getting that correctly?
Wow, and before
I got it off Sabor. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and before it was like 189,000, even like a year ago.
Isn't that crazy how much it has increased, especially with this pandemic?
Exactly.
And as of last week, 469 homes were sold.
Wow.
So we are still going. I read an article that every month price increased by 1.8%.
I believe it.
So I don't know if that's average Texas or Bexar County, but I'm going to pull up that article and be more thorough with it. But that's amazing, especially with what's going on.
Yeah.
I was actually scared in March that it may just go a little south. But boy, we are super busy. As far as April and May, our numbers that we close has surpassed the year before.
Wow.
So that tells you something.
And that's what I've been hearing month after month. I mean, my lenders, my title people, everybody has just said, man, the investors, they stopped for a while back in March buying secondary notes, but man, they're back in full swing and they're buying.
They're full force and
buying harder.
Just that, even new homes, they're surpass the numbers. They can keep up with the building of, new homes for the demand is out there.
I even heard that new builders are actually reducing their commissions. Before, builders would do 5-6% for these agents, and now they're doing 1.5-2% because they know that
I did not know that
their houses are selling without the realtors anymore because
the demand is there.
The demand is there. So now realtors are kind of getting the shaft with the new builders when they used to be able to get those 4 and 5%.
Get perks and bonuses. I remember those days. Wow. I mean, it's great. I'm just happy that we're going upward bound. And for those agents who are kind of, unsure and whatnot, I just take business as usual.
Yeah.
Obviously take the precautions. Are you noticing more virtual? I just had a question. Virtual showings? Is that?
I've been doing some more and more, but not any more than I usually had before. I know sometimes clients just can't make it and I'll do them, but for the most part, majority of my clients are okay with going to the houses. My sellers are okay with letting people in, just taking the obviously necessary precautions, put some hand sanitizer at the front door, wear your mask, and that's pretty much it. Just kind of just
be respectful.
Common respect for everything, and everybody's been pretty cordial for showings.
Neat. Are you guys putting up signs throughout the house just to remind them?
Kind of just at the discretion of the seller. I mean, if it's a vacant house, not a huge deal, but if it is a non-vacant house, then non-vacant occupied house, then we'll put a sign on the front door just to kind of let people know.
A little reminder.
Limited touching if you can, and if there is anybody who is immune compromised, then we'll typically do a little bit more.
Wow. Well, I'm glad that's back in. I know for that time period, there was so many virtuals, they're not even allowing folks to come in.
Yeah.
So, and I thought that was detrimental, but I'm glad people are coming back and just realizing where we are and we just need to respect one another.
Yeah.
Well, that's about it. But I'm going to follow up with an email and be happy to, sign up everybody if you're okay with that for REI.
Yes, I would love to.
Seminar.
I mean, it's a free source. I really, really enjoy it so far. I'm actually getting postcards made and going to start farming my neighborhood soon. So hopefully within the next few months. Okay,
fantastic. I actually have one last thing. Yeah. So with any closings that you have with Capital Title, every deal has a credit of 100 postcards, and it's called Just Sold Postcards once you close it. And what we do is that we pay $53 and agent pays $53. So we pay half of it. And what they normally do is they do all the printing. You just, I will send a follow-up email once you close and you say, Sophia, I would love to entertain the Just Sold postcards. It has about 6 questions. Answer it. I send it back out to our third-party marketing group, and they, because you select a template design, they'll do everything within 24 hours. You'll get a proof, front and back. And they pull up the closest 100 addresses of that property if you don't give them any other address to send it to.
Wow.
So they do all the work for you for $53. I think is a steal and is a way to touch base with the neighborhood once more, because they've seen your sign up. So now you're actually sending them a personal, a postcard directly to their house. So take advantage of that. If you close with us and you didn't want to feel like using those cards for this address, this is between me and y'all. We could add it and make a credit to the next closing.
Wow.
So, if you don't use the other one, the next one would be 200 postcards and we pay half of it. So I don't, I feel like agents are not using that enough, but I think it's a huge perk. So.
Yeah. Farm the neighborhoods you're already in. So that's awesome.
I know. Well, that's all I have.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for having me on board.
Yes. Thank you so much for hopping on and giving us what you had to offer. And we'll talk to you soon, and we look forward to your email.
Thank you, Ellen. Bye, everyone.
All right, Mr. James, I know you're still on here, but I just wanted to make sure you didn't have any other questions, sir. All right, Mr. James, I guess you're on a delivery. So, well, everybody, thank you guys so much for joining in. I know Ms. Sophear had quite a bit of good things to say. I really do advise you guys to give her a call, get set up with Breakthrough Broker. I know a lot of our agents use that. And it is an amazing resource for all of your listings. It gives you templates for everything, the postcards, the REI. I definitely want y'all to get set up on. Start farming your neighborhood. Start knowing who has what in your area, because that's going to be your next business, right? If you can have your 3 or 4 listings down the street, it's easy to go to them. It's easy to meet with them. It's easy to keep in contact with them. So I really, really push those things. So other than that, I wish you guys the best Thursday, and I will see you guys on Monday. Bye.